Hey, Pedro Porro, what are we doing? Is this a stretch that I don't know about? What? I got no words other than we might be cooked. We might be cooked. 2 shots against League One side Luton Town in our friendly. This game would eventually finish 0-0, and here are my thoughts from both preseason games we had today. Kudus is our best attacker by far. He's our best attacker, and I don't want to get, hype over preseason. I don't want to say things like that. Preseason really means nothing in the long run. But this was a bad showing. The rest of our attack just couldn't click together. I don't know what Matis Tel's best position is, whether he's playing up top or on the wing. I probably prefer him to play on the wing, but it just wasn't working today for him up top. We need another creative player. Hopefully we could get another 10, maybe a striker as well. We need it, for God's sake. And then in the first game of the day, we drew 2-2 to Wycombe Wanderers, where the main man involved was Pap Sarr. 2 goals on the day. Beautiful showing from him. Son, he's low-key washed. I have to say he's low-key washed, and I wouldn't be fully mad if we do sell him. I'd love to keep him. I honestly don't care what we do. I'd love to keep him and him retire at the club, but his quality just isn't that good enough to actually compete with us, especially in the Champions League. And also, gem alert, we may have a gem on our hands. Tynan Thompson came on today and showed out in front of everybody. He got an assist to his name, was very comfortable with the ball. I'm excited to see more of him.
So Tottenham 0, Luton 0, probably one of the most boring pre-season games you'll ever see in your life. Not much to talk about. Kudus was probably the best player of a bad bunch. Spence was terrible. Johnson was poor. I'd say Kinski made a few decent saves in the second half, but overall not great. Hopefully, let's say we've got Arsenal Thursday, isn't it? So that game should be a bit more entertaining. But let's say no Solanke today, injured again. So it shows that we definitely need another striker to come in. We lacked creativity in both the games today. So hopefully we can get Morgan Gibbs-White through the door and then get another attacking player or definitely a striker. So yeah, not the best of days for the pre-season games, but you can't really take much out of it. Bit of fitness. Hopefully gets all prepared for the Super Cup game in 2-3 weeks' time. But we'll see. But if you did watch the game, let us know what you think in the comments below. And if you could like, repost, drop us a follow, that'd be fantastic. And as always, up Spurs.
That is the first time I have ever fallen asleep during a Tottenham Hotspur game. Even during the days of Jose Mourinho and the worst of times under Antonio Conte, when the football was incredibly boring, at least I managed to get through the 90 minutes. But that game against Luton, 0-0 draw, absolute dross. I get that it's just a friendly and it's about minutes in the legs and we shouldn't worry too much, but oh my God, that was dreadful. We're playing Arsenal on Thursday and we'll be jet lagged. If we play anything like we did in that friendly today, we'll get done 6 or 7. I do understand we played 2 friendlies today and it was split teams, but there has to be more to be seen on the pitch than we did today in terms of style, in terms of attacking patterns, in terms of some kind of desire or motivation. But it seemed in both of those games we played today, Wycombe and Luton, like we were outplayed by League One opposition. And rightly, a lot of fans are now starting to wonder what we're doing in terms of transfers. We need to bring in some more. Kudus looks all right, he's showing flashes, but we need more creativity. We need people who are going to get on the ball and try and actually make something happen. Too many games already in this pre-season where it just looks drab and dull. And just to rub our noses in it, who was man of the match? Josh Keeley, the goalkeeper we sold to Luton for £1 million a week ago. His distribution looks incredible. He's probably going to go on to be an amazing talent now. Oh, what a horrible day for Spurs fans.
Yeah, that is arguably the worst game of football I think I've ever watched. Stats really tell the picture. Lots of the ball without doing a single thing with it. The one time we did come close was when this man had a shot cleared off the line. Some good link up between him and Matis Tel, and Kudus was the standout, by far, our only real shining light. We knew it at the time, but this signing has 0 bust potential. It's not going to fail. He's just too good. But otherwise, really, really poor. We could not progress the ball for the life of us. The truth is that Porro and Romero carry our build-up from a defensive point of view. And so having Spence and Danso, 2 players that are both good in isolation but can't really pass, next to each other really highlighted what we missed, the ability to pass forward. Particularly that left-hand side really struggled. Van de Ven was trying to dribble forwards to progress, but Johnson coming wide in short isn't what you want to see. Donnelly struggled at left back. I'm not convinced by him, to be fair. I think he just lacks two-footedness and real pace and power. I also think this man really struggled to get into the game, which is disappointing because I think both today and last week against Reading, Frank's profiled him well, platformed him in those central areas, the ability to roam inside. And yeah, we just didn't get enough from him. A Maddison or a Gibbs White would have offered so much more, dropping in and helping with build-up. Quick shout out to Junai Byfield. He came on in the 60th minute and looked so comfortable at only 16 years old. He's an absolute mountain. He's so quick. I think he's the best talent in our academy. I spoke about Teenan Thompson and Williams Barner earlier, but Byfield is our best talent. Yeah, I think biggest takeaway for me is that we just need to sign a passer. We're not going to get Wharton, but someone that can really help progress the ball from midfield is an absolute must.
All right, Spurs, in future, maybe don't put 2 games on the same day. That is an afternoon in my life that I will never get back. Spurs 0, Luton 0, just leaving Kenilworth Road now. And the best thing about that game was that it was just nice to get out of the house, to be honest. Really not the best game of football you ever watch. Spurs were better in the first half, first sort of 20, 25 minutes or so we were on top. Kudus was the brightest player on the pitch for the whole game. Really encouraged by what I've seen from him so far. And I just do think his ability will scale up to better opposition when we come to play them, whether that's in pre-season or in the Premier League and the Champions League as well. I'm really pleased with his signing. Obviously, I thought Johnson on the other side struggled a little bit. I mean, he was poor, to be honest. I actually, sometimes when I look at him on the left, I think I almost prefer him out there because I think he does create better angles to take players on. But he kind of struggled and didn't benefit from the fact that Jamie Donnelly had to play at left back because Udogie pulled out at the starting 11 at the last minute. If Udogie was playing, I think it would allow Johnson to get inside a little bit more rather than hugging the touchline. It just doesn't suit him on either side, to be honest. Basuma, I thought his passing was really sloppy. Yeah, pretty shit game that. Pretty shit game, but nice to get out of the house on a Saturday afternoon, I guess, and tick off Kenilworth Road as a stadium. Some way in that. Down snow that you can see someone's house from going up the steps at the end. It's crazy, isn't it? No, but seriously, I've already kind of seen it. Like, there's a lot of people kind of losing their heads on Twitter, and I get the Spurs need to get going in the transfer market. I think there's obvious areas of that squad that need upgrading. We need left-side defensive cover for Udogie massively. Mohammed Kudus just needs to hurry up and get done, to be honest. Need that bit of spark to go with Kudus. And yeah, if we're going to tackle the Premier League and the Champions League, we need more. But it's not worth the meltdown that I've seen from some people and heard from some people in the ground as well. Like, people getting really frustrated and really angry. It's pre-season, lads. It's minutes in the legs.
Full time at Kenilworth Road, Luton Town 0, Tottenham Hotspur 0. A game where we could have played another hour, and I could bet you any money that Tottenham Hotspur would not have scored today. 0 attacking threat once again, and we didn't look out of place against a League One side. Earlier today, we did play Wycombe Wanderers, Tottenham Hotspur 2, Wycombe 2, and that one looks more like it's more fitness related. Injury news: Solanke, Bentancur, Udogie. We can add them to the list. Udogie, unknown, not sure what happened there. Solanke with a minor ankle injury, but we will see if he goes on the pre-season tour. And Bentancur was illness. I do want to try to put one positive into the video, and that's probably Basuma. I feel like Frank's trying to give him a lot more responsibility, especially with his ball carrying, dropping into the defensive position and trying to carry the ball up the pitch to try and create an attacking threat. But the attacking side is where I am very, very concerned. For me, the attacking threat is woeful. Johnson, Tell, Odebear, Mikey Moore, Kudus look quite promising, but all these attacking players that we do spend big money on, and they're just there. They're not creating nothing. There's no real flair. It's very, very safe, and no one really taking risks, and I'm really, really concerned. Let's talk about Archie Gray. Now, Tottenham Hotspur are calling out for a number 6. We're being linked with Paulinho and Douglas Luiz, when ideally we've got a number 6 here in Archie Gray. But what does he do? Is he a ball winner? No. Is he a box-to-box midfielder? No. A goal scorer? No. A ball carrier? No. I'm not too sure what he does. I feel like he's just good at keeping it safe, keeping it simple. But so was Oliver Skipp and Harry Winks. So I feel like I don't really know what this move is for us. And just look at these fixtures coming up. Arsenal, Newcastle, Bayern Munich, and then the Super Cup final against PSG. Champions League elite level sides. And from what I've seen today against Luton and Wycombe, I think I have a right to be concerned, especially with the transfer window in this Morgan Gibbs White deal. It really is taking a bearing on the whole of this pre-season for us. The deal needs to get wrapped up now for Gibbs White so we can move on to other targets, because there are so many areas of the pitch where we do need to strengthen.
1, 2, 3, 4. Tottenham get battered everywhere they go. Tottenham get battered everywhere they go. Everywhere they go. Premier League, you fucked it up. Premier League and you fucked it up. Championship and you fucked it up. Championship and you fucked it up. You'll never sing that. Champions of Europe. You'll never sing that. You'll never sing that. You'll never sing that. Champions of Europe. small team in Watford. Small team in Watford. You're just a small team in Watford. Small team in Watford. You're just a small team in Watford. Tottenham get battered everywhere they go. Tottenham get battered everywhere they go. Everywhere they go. Champions on you.
I'll tell you what, lads, it's looking scary for the Premier League next season. But for us, I mean, one shot, one on target, one big chance missed today. Were Tottenham's stats across 90 minutes against Luton Town? And to be honest with you, I'm not even bothering with the 5 things we learned from this game. I want that hour of my life back, that 2 hours of my life back, because that was dire. I mean, this is the team that we started with as well. It's not even like a bad team at all. And yeah, obviously it means nothing, fitness, whatever. This was a lot of players' first minutes of pre-season. Archie Gray, Matisse Tell, for example, but it was a tough watch. It really, really was. It could have been worse. I could have been at the game. I could have been Ben Bowman, who actually made the trip to Luton today. So, Ben, if you're watching this, hope you had a good time, mate. I think Alistair Gold's tweet just sums it up pretty perfectly. Yves Bissouma walking along the outside of the pitch, conducting the Spurs fans, singing his own chant, was probably the most entertaining thing that's happened so far across 175 or so dull minutes for Tottenham's pre-season football today. And couldn't have said it better myself, Alistair. Cheers, mate. Some positives to take out of today. I mean, Van der Ven was really, really good. Kudus was really, really good, I thought. But outside of that, not much. And that concludes Tottenham's little mini pre-season before the pre-season tour, I guess. We're going on tour. I think we're flying out tomorrow. And we've got a game on either Wednesday or Thursday. I think the first one's against, is it Newcastle and then Arsenal, or Arsenal then Newcastle? I don't know. I need to probably check the schedule. But we're off on tour now. So, yeah, that's going to be exciting. So follow to keep up with it all, lads.
So we played our last friendly today against Spurs, a good run out for our team, for our players, and against very, very good opposition for our level. Now, from what I've seen, obviously I didn't go to the game, I think Spurs have a lot to worry about because, yes, I know it's a pre-season game, but they didn't look that great. I think we could have scored from the stats. Yes, okay, I didn't go, but I've seen the stats. And that doesn't tell everything, but we could have scored. I've listened to Matt Bloomfield's after-match interview, and we could have scored. Now, we're unbeaten in pre-season. Yes, people will say that we've played nobody up until today, but today was a real good run-out for us. Yes, like I said, we could have scored, but a 0-0 draw. Very good defensively. From what I've seen on Twitter, a few players stand out. But again, I think it just shows that we need a out-and-out striker. And I've seen someone tweet about it that we've not given number 9 to someone. So that clearly shows that we are looking for a number 9. So all in all, good 0-0 draw, on to Wimbledon on Friday.